This is Amnon Zohar. Let's see how much you can learn about me just by making a tour of my home office. So you know that I'm into computers and lately into hearts, but more importantly, I'm a bit of a poet, or so I think. What you see here are 7 poems that I wrote for my 7 grandchildren, starting with Aaron, Ethan, Emily, Zaki, Jacqueline, Jamie, and Alexandra. By profession, I'm a sales and marketing guy, but most importantly, you will immediately detect that I'm also a soccer fanatic. Why do I say fanatic? Very few people would pay $150 for this particular ball known as the Jabulani, just to put it in your office as a souvenir. Over here you'll see my most important report card. It was written by my son Alon, and it ranks my fatherhood. You can't read it probably through, but I'm so proud of the mark I received from him, and I cherish it as one of my most important possessions. So as you can see, family is one of the most important things to me more than anything else. My mother, in her last days and in the last few years before she died, has been an inspiration to me. I really miss her since she died a few years ago. I wrote this poem about her, and it goes something like this. There's a party going on in heaven as we speak. My mother just arrived. We all would like to peek. And on it goes. My brother and I share our common passion for soccer, or football as we call it. And here's the last time we spent some quality time together in Istanbul, watching probably one of the best football matches ever played between Liverpool and AC Milan, that ended in Liverpool winning the European Cup for 2005. I wish I spent more time with him. Do I need to convince you that I'm a sports fan? Well, I'm watching the US Open right now on the TV. It's in my office, surrounded by family, including this picture of my mother, my sister and I on Purim. Now, if you know where I get my inspiration from and who is my all-time role model and hero, let me take you to this corner of my office. I've held on to this picture, this photo, that is hand-signed by Pele, one of a limited series. And Pele, to me, symbolizes excellence, style, elegance, professionalism, and all that I aspire for. Here are some of the things that fall into the category of tchotchkes. I wrote a poem about myself. It's called My Heart and Mind. I wish you could read it if you stop, and will tell you a lot about myself. Recently I added my father's picture to this. I noticed it was missing for a long time for reasons that I can't even think of why, but here's a picture of him dating back, at least 7 years. I'm not much of a reader, but I have an interesting library. Oh, forgot to tell you, I love hats. Here's a little bit of my hat collection that I collected over a period of time in my travels. But when I look at my books, I really focus more on the pictures that remind me again of what's important. My daughter's wedding, my oldest granddaughter Erin, her sister Jacqueline, can see from the reflection, my youngest Alexandra, and her sister Jamie, Ethan, Jacqueline, and Erin. Oh, the 4 girls. That goes back a long time before Alexandra was there. Now we have 5 girls. That's a wonderful picture of Zaki and Emily. I wish you could see it better in the dance routine. Ethan is really more of a soccer player, but the one picture he has for the one season he played hockey is really impressive. As a Canadian, you have to have a picture like this to tell your grandchildren that you could have been a hockey player. Ooh, that one dates back to a long time ago. This is on our honeymoon, and these are the 3 little guys that created the rest of the family. I don't need to tell you what I feel about my daughter. And so around here you can see everyone in our family. But here's the one that is all that I am and all that I care for and all that I admire. And you can tell the rest of it. So take a tour here. What have you been able to conclude? I'll leave it up to you. It's a dog's life. Here is Bonnie. Here is Sandy. Here is Brandy, who made me fall in love with border collies that other people have. So did you reach a conclusion? I'll leave it up to you. It may be a dog life, but I love every minute of it as long as I'm surrounded by what you've seen on this tour. I wish you all a Happy New Year. Did I forget my 2 boys, my daughter-in-law, Mitzi and Tracy, and my son-in-law Mark? Oh, they're not missing here, just that there's so much room for pictures. Them I get to see almost every day, and there's always a preference for my grandchildren when it comes to how many pictures I have in my office. So here's a final 360 tour, ending with my hero, Pele.